hopefully I can see everyone. Yes, yes, please do. And hi, good, good, right there. And I can see, what's your name?
Samara.
Samara, I'm Fran. Hi, welcome. You can sit, you can be here if you like. That might be better. You can see me and you have your space. Let's take the arms out to the sides. And your right arm over the other and wrap. Taking the elbows up. And then taking the arms down. Breathing into your back. And then we'll reverse. We'll take the arm, oh, you can reverse the legs as well. Taking the arms wide, left arm over the other, you wrap, take the elbows up high, look upward, and then exhale and come down. So that you can see, we always have a dedication and a theme. The theme is hip opening, but there's also a strength component. You're also going to be working at toning. So reaching the arms up and side bend. So reach on up, look skyward, reach through the fingertips. Deep breath in. Exhale, and those in the class, I'm in person, I'm sorry about having the music. My phone is like battery's dead. I'm really sorry about that. Come on over and reach the other way. Breathing in and exhale. And so we're going to take a block, unless you want to, so it's for Virasana. You want to sit on your heels or sit flat, that's fine. And I'm going to just take a block. And it's hard for you to see it, but there's a block underneath me. And the first thing is that I just want you to notice in Virasana how upright the spine is. You can see if you look to the side mirror, it's like, oh, this is nice. We could really sit upright. For some, it's a really deep quad stretch already. And if this is difficult, then you build it up with more blocks. Take the arms up, Thunderbolt Pose, you interlace fingers, press palms up, and look up with your hands, press your palms up. And then take your chin down and look straight ahead of you. Then you take your hands down and where you might be maxed. You might say, wow, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm going to stay, and some can come back. And one thing you could do if this is really hard on your knees is you could straighten one leg and take one down. Okay. Some are able to come back quite a ways, and only doing that if your knees allow. And again, I could do this with one leg straightened. This is all levels class. Some of you can go into what we call Ardha Supta Virasana. Yeah, oh, nice. And some can go all the way down where I'm lying on my back with my arms up overhead. Breathing in and exhale. Now, if you're doing one at a time, try the other way. So I was doing one at a time. I'm going to extend the other leg. And yeah, and just be careful. You have two precious knees. That's it. And again, I'm going to come down and reach arms up overhead, taking the breath in. Exhale. And again, breath in, exhale. Good. Be careful with the knees. And if you're just getting into it, you can hold it. So it took a little, you had to go and get your props. If you've been in it, come out. And then we're going to go wide. I'm just going to go really wide here. All right. So once you go wide, you can go wide on your mat, turning or facing me as you like, and coming forward. Elbows coming down, or maybe not. Maybe your hands are on blocks or elbows could be on blocks. And take a moment to breathe. Inner thigh stretch. So again, there's a lot of hip openings today's session, but there's also strengthening component, of course. Push out through the heels. Imagine you could push your thighs down into the mat. All right, and then so from here, bend one knee and go ahead and twist towards the knee. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. So you're gonna bend one knee and twist, look to the space behind you. And you really want, the back hand helps to lift you, and the other hand coming across the knee helps you to twist. There's a way in which you could actively turn through your torso, but then take your head the other way. That helps release your neck, and then turn your head the original way. So options, you could stay here, or you can start to press up. The hand that's behind you pushes and you lift, and it might be that you're doing more of a side bend movement, or you look up at the ceiling and your arm is reaching for the space behind you. And then lower and come down. I like that one. Okay, and then reverse. So once you reverse, there's a twist towards your bent knee. The long leg, the extended leg is active, and look back. And then as you're actively turning in this direction, you're going to take your head the other way, working your neck. And then turn your head the original direction, and maybe staying with the twist, or one hand pushing into the mat and pressing up. Good. There you go. And looking up at the ceiling, reaching your top arm up overhead. And good. And come on out. Something for the shoulders, 2 movements for the shoulders. Hands are right onto your shoulders. And then elbows touch, elbows up, out to the sides. Next time the elbows touch, reverse, down, up, over. It's nice for the rotator cuff. Yeah. And then like you're clawing your hands, and you hook your hands together. And you're going to make a halo up over your head. If this is hard, you can always hold a strap, okay? And some of you can bring the movement in front of your face and behind. Yeah. And then see if you can, like I can move around a lot, or I can be more steady. Yeah, you got it. And reverse if you haven't. Again, really good. I'm thinking of Joyce Major and her rowing. She has a scully, and she's really using her shoulders a lot. And then release before core. So take a moment, take a block. And you've got your block is at your knees. And this kind of like working our way towards, it's step by step by step, working our way towards both. So here we are. You're going to go back and engage your core, and then come forward. Exhale, come back. You don't have to go back very far. And then when you come forward, reach your arms up, engage your back muscles. Squeeze into the block. My heels are down. The front of my foot isn't touching down. I go back and then come forward. You can keep doing that. You can also add tabletop. So fingertips point in. Some like to turn the hands out. Yeah. And then squeeze into the block and press. So some come up a little bit. If you can, press up. Squeeze into the block. Try to make a tabletop out of your body. Maybe tilting your head back. Good. Come out. Roll out the wrists. Let's take the block away. Come back. And some of you are like, you're ready to come into boat, or maybe you'll kind of work along with me. Easy. So extending your legs and bend. Extend requires a little balance, not as much core strength, and bend and straighten and bend. So that's another way you can work, or extending your arms and extending the legs, pushing out through the ball of the foot. Breathe in, exhale through your mouth. That's hard to do with a mask on. Breathe in, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. You got it. We made it. We did it. And then soles of the feet are together, face you. And let's do this. The heels are really close in. Hold the feet and come forward. I know. That's why music's good too. You can mask all the sounds. You know? I'm not playing music today, though. And then take your feet further from you and come forward again. So for me, what's really weird is when I'm out here, I can come forward, no problem. It's weird, but bring my feet together, and I just added about 40 years to my life, to my age, I should say. And that's how it feels. And I'm just coming forward and trying to, doing my best here. Breathing in, exhale. So we've got some movements on our backs as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and come right on to the back and pull right knee to chest. So again, a blend of stretching and then some toning. So pulling right knee, we always start the right knee, by the way. See if you can hold your shin bone or even holding your foot. Lift your head to knee. Lower your head, straighten your legs. Some of you are going to need a strap on this. If your hamstrings are tight, use a strap. And again, lift your head, engage your core, try to bring your head towards your knee and lower. Just hold it, your right hand holding the loop or your right foot, your right hand wrapped around the big toe of the right foot, left hand on your thigh. Take a breath in, exhale, lift, and imagine you're trying to engage your core. You're also stretching your leg. Left hand reaching for your knee and your head reaching for your right knee. Lower and release. In between sides, here's what we're going to do. In between sides, let's have the feet wide. Arms are at a T position and your knees go side, side, windshield wiper movement. Knees side, side. And then we'll do the other side. Hug left knee to chest, right leg straighten. Begin to hold shin bone or holding your foot. Lift your head to knee. Lower your head. See if you can straighten your leg. Use your strap if you need to. And lift your head again. And then this time, just your left middle finger and index finger around the big toe, right hand on your right thigh. Breathe in, exhale, lift. And see if you can take your right hand towards your right knee and breathe. And then lower and come on out. We're coming up to bridge pose. Feet are flat onto the mat. And begin to press your pelvis up. As you press up, clasp hands, tuck shoulders underneath you. And lift. Yeah, see if you can create a crease between the shoulder blades. That's how much you're squeezing shoulders close to each other. and release. Grab hold of your feet, happy baby. Stretch out your low back and breathe. Working with strength now. So you're going to bend your knee, your feet are in the air, your knees are bent, you have 90-degree at the knees, 90 at the hip, and your arms are in the air as well. See if you can press your back down. If you can't, you might have to do this with your hands on the mat. If you can, arms are up. And then take a breath in. Exhale, right arm, left leg extending, and your right arm is hovering above the floor up overhead, and left leg straighten. Yeah, hovering above the floor. There you go. Come back to center. Try to connect your low back, and then exhale, left arm, right leg extending, and breathe, and come back to center. First side again, right arm, left leg straightening. Try to get your back down. It's work. And back to center. Take a breath in. And exhale, second side, last time. Good. And then releasing. So let's take a block one more time. Bring it to your knees. Pelvic tilts. And, you know, maybe I should have started with this one because it's easier compared to the one you just did. But what you do is you press your back down into the mat, you squeeze into the block, and then you release. You exhale, you squeeze into the block, you press your back down without tensing up your shoulders, and you release. If that's super easy, if it's not easy, keep doing that. If it's super easy, raise your legs. Exhale, press your back down into the mat. You can either have your hands on the floor or hands are under your head. Squeeze into the block. And what I'm going to have you do is keep breathing. You're going to just hold your back down and engaging your core, but continue to breathe. I could not be talking and breathing, not breathing, so definitely breathing. Beautiful. Release. You're done with that. And take soles of the feet together. Bound angle, interlace fingers, press palms up overhead, and really feel like the backs or the palms are facing the wall behind you. A lot like what you did earlier on in Thunderbolt Pose. And let your glutes release. Breathing in. Exhale. One more here on our backs. Release your knees. Okay. So on this one, it is a blend of strength and flexibility. So your right leg is in the air, left leg is down on the floor. Legs make an L. The arms are at a T position. Flex your right ankle, and you're going to come across for a twist. So no, you might want your strap, but what I'm doing is I'm not really holding the strap. I'm turning my head away from the right leg. Turning my head to the right, and then back to center. That'll be repeated. Breathe in, exhale across, and back to center. Exhale across. 3 is the magic number here. Reach, twist, and back to center. Good work. And we'll do the second side. Left leg up in the air. Okay, arms are at a T position. Come across. Left leg over to the right, head turning to the left, and back to center. Exhale across, twist. Really keep your legs in that L position. Lower leg is straight, good. And back to center. Last one, come across, twist. Good, and back to center. Good work. Pulling both knees into chest. Oh, I thought of another that I really feel like we should have since we're here. On this one, I would say I'm going to start with a strap. Where's my strap? I'll start with a strap and then, I'll go down. Oh, there it is. And then I know I won't use it. I won't need it later. So the strap is around your right foot. And, you know, it might be that, you know, I don't know, we'll see, Diana. So we start out with half lotus. That means your right knee, got it. Your right knee is bending. Because I've got a strap, I could bend my elbows, I could tuck them into my sides, and I could use my biceps. This is where many need a strap. So not this one, but when you kick your leg out to the side, inner thigh stretch. You take your leg in again and you lift your head and you try to bring your head as if you're anointing your forehead with your big toe, okay? And then kick the leg out to the side. 3 is going to be the magic number, pushing it out through the heel. Come up, lift, bring head, foot towards head, and kick the leg out to the side. So you know what, we'll do another for good measure. Some don't need the strap, so I'm going to do the last one without the strap. I'm going to lift my head towards foot, and then kick the leg out to the side. Yeah, good, nice. All right. Second side. Second side, I will start out with my strap, why not? And what I tend to do is hold the buckle piece, and I don't whack myself. So left knee is pointing to the left, right leg is straight. And I'll kick the leg out to the side, left leg to the left. Draw the leg back in, lift your head to foot. And then kick the leg out to the side. Coming in again, lift your head to foot. And kick the leg out to the side. The very last one, maybe you don't need the strap. Just grab hold of the foot, lift your head. Good. And then kick the leg out to the side. Yeah, and releasing, and finally, yay, we come up and we're off our backs. What I'd like to do here is come to downward facing dog. I know. Sometimes it just takes great patience. Like, I don't know, it's that whole yoga. All right, so hands are spread wide. And we go back, downward facing dog, and you're going to pedal. Bend one knee, press opposite heel down. Spread your fingers, grab the mat a little bit with your fingers. Yeah. And then from here, come to plank. And your feet are together and you're looking at your hands. Good work. Breathing in. Exhale. I'm going to suggest something. So here's what I'm going to say. Feet wide is going to make this a little easier. My feet are wide. Plank. I'm trying not to bring my hips too high. Bring your right hand to your left shoulder. Woo! And hand down. Left hand, right shoulder. And down. Maybe you're going to come to child's pose or try another one. Hand to shoulder and down. Even if you touch for half a second, it counts. Hand to shoulder, down. Bring your knees down and reach your hands back by your heels and breathe. From hands and knees, another core strengthener. For myself, I need a blanket. I just feel like I need a little blanket. So it's called tabletop, right? From tabletop, and then it becomes, it's going to become the tiger. So your right arm, left leg extending. You know what? This is identical to what you did on your back, but gravity was working against you previously. It was making it harder. Come back to center. Extend left arm, right leg. So what I'm looking for is steadiness. I don't want like a wavering. I want to be really steady. Down, hand, knee, lead simultaneously, extending, always working with opposites. And what they see on this one, it's really good for plasticity of the brain. Go ahead and take left arm, right leg, because you're having to work with opposites. And you're trying to steady yourself and lower. Now you're going to keep doing this, or right hand, left foot. You kick your leg back. It's another version of tiger. And if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. You will extend your arm. Opposite arm, opposite foot. So you're, yeah, there you go. Release, make fists round into your back. And then do the other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. For me, left arm, right leg. And then some of you are going to hold steady, or you'll reach for your back ankle and kick the leg. You're doing great. Breathe in. Exhale. And release. Okay. So downward facing dog, you'll see a pattern emerge here. You're going to walk your hands back to your feet. You can bend your knees as you go there. And you're in a forward bend. Your legs are talking to you right now, no doubt. Soften the knees, come up. Sweep the arms up. I know you thought you'd never come standing. Here we are, reaching up, extend. You look really strong right now. This is awesome. Feet can be together. Let's bring our feet together. I like that. Reach up. You feel a little more like a rocket with your feet together. And then scoot down. And when you come down, separate your feet. Come to a modified squat or all the way down into your squat. Good. Breath in. Exhale. So I do have a blanket. I'm going to put it down. I want it under my pelvis at some point. So I'm going to come to a forward bend. And what I call walking or swimming it out. You're walking to the front of your mat. And you're in plank. Bring your feet together. We're going to do Chaturanga Dandasana to the belly. So some want the knees down. Lower, lower, lower. And now I have that blanket is under my pelvis, so it makes me happy. Elbows are down, you're in Sphinx. If possible, feet are extended. And it's gonna soon enough, so you could stay here or you could extend your arms if that works for your back. And then Sphinx becomes Locust. So for Locust, that's actually why I like having a blanket. My legs are going to come up and my arms are going to move back. And a lot of people do this with their knees bent. My legs are straightened. You got it. You're good at this one. So, you know, this is like when your back is strong, you are in heaven doing this. And if your back's not strong, you just kind of putting up with it. And then let's bend the arms like what I call I surrender. If this feels straining on your neck, look down, don't look forward. Extending arms to a T. Some of you can look forward if your back is strong. Some can go to a happy V and then arms together or up ahead of you. And then rest your forehead down. Exhale. We're going to come back. Press back into child's pose for a moment. Stretch out your back. We're going to do that again, but what I'd like to do is sit first. And if you have your block, you can sit in Virasana. We'll practice the arm movements because it's really hard to do it and try to watch me. You know, what? Okay, so the first one, your arms are back and you're really, you know, the palms are facing each other, not out. Palms are facing each other. That's the first one. It's a little harder when you're on your belly because you're fighting gravity. Arms at a T. And the arms aren't on the floor, but they're moving back like wings. Elbows bend. 3. You have to memorize these. And then notice how easy, like your neck's all tensed up. Why will it be tensed up down below? So we're going to try not to. And then you have a V. And, you know, like these are pretty easy when you're sitting up. And then arms alongside your ears. And some actually look forward. Like if you're on your belly, you'd be looking forward. Since we're sitting, you're looking up. Okay, so those are the movements, and we'll do them again on our belly. So let's try it. Onto the belly we go. Before doing it, let's stretch one quad. So we're gonna, you know, let's see if this will help us. Maybe you're doing one leg at a time. If this is really hard for you, come on your side, and maybe you're more open and you'll grab hold of both feet at the same time. If you have both feet at the same time, forehead comes down. If you're doing one leg at a time, go ahead and switch. And we have all levels, right? So some of you are like, oh, I'm holding both. What do I do? You can also kick back into both. There you go. And then let's try our locust. So the legs come up, the upper body, the fulcrum point is your pelvis and your pubic bone, arms reaching back. You got it. Now you don't have to look at me, you don't have to straighten your neck. Some keep the feet together. My feet tend to go apart. Arms at a T position, palms facing down. Arms, elbows bending. I surrender. Arms at a V. Arms alongside ears, maybe looking forward. And dive to the floor. Let your forehead rest and breathe. My guess is your heart is going boom, boom, boom. I mean, because you're using a lot of muscle mass. So mine is, I don't know, I think that's the way it works. Come back, stretch out your spine. Optional is take your knees really wide for frog. You could go small for child's pose or wide and lower and breathe. All right, so it's downward facing dog again. And once you're here, go ahead and press on back. And then walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to widen the feet and come down to a squat. Modify or all the way down if your knees and hips are okay with that. Yeah. Inhale. Exhale. And then press on up and sweep the arms up. Yay, you're out of that loop. And then hands touch. And the hands are to heart center. How are we doing? Okay. Great. Yeah. It's kind of like, you'll see how it works. They're movements that you know well, but just like a different view of them. Same thing here. So it's going to be warrior one. So let's take right foot back. Keep your back heel up initially, just like you did before. Swing your arms back. Exhale. Come forward. Let your knee and ankle, left knee, ankle, and right. Okay. Swing the arms up. The reason I have the heel up is to help you with your balance. Okay. Let's go ahead and have the heel down, more anchored. Drop down, engage your core. Lean forward. So you're purposefully loading some weight on your left hip bone. And then keep your left knee bent as you reach the arms up. Virabhadra, one, breathe. Take your hands behind the back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. And start, it's the humble warrior. So you're taking your left shoulder to the inside left knee. Lower your head and look at your back foot. Take your arms up high. Right hand is down. It's a twist. You're turning towards your left knee. Now, if you want to make this easier, right knee is down. Right hand, like this, your knee could be down and your hand could be on the block, or extending your back leg. Okay. And again, some can take their next level, right? Some are happy where they're at. Others might say, oh, I'll do prayer balance. Right elbow across left knee, palms are together. And you could do that with your knee down as well. Good. Come on out. And then from here, step forward. Sweep the arms up. Reach up high. Arch back. Hands are to heart center. Right foot back. Is that right? No, I couldn't go the other way. Left foot back. Left foot back. Right knee's leading. Let's have the back heel up initially. Arms are back. And you're going to come forward. So you're not leaning. You're pitching your weight forward, but not leaning on your thigh. And then swing the arms up. Back heel down. Arms come forward. Strong through your core. Reach the arms up. Oh yeah, there's 3 of them. So coming down, and you feel this. I feel this on my leading leg. Okay. So now I'm going to clasp my arms. I'm going to take my right shoulder to the inside right knee. Lower your head. The top of your head looks to the floor. Your eyes gaze at your back foot. And then lower, and now take your left hand. You can have your hand on the mat or on a block. Right arm comes up. That's good. And to make it a little easier, left knee could come down. And some of you might want to up the ante, take your left elbow across right knee, palms are together. And release. And step forward. And make your way up to standing. Sweep the arms up. And hands are to heart center. And then we're going wide. So if you want, those in the room, it might be that you turn and you face the mirror, or so you can use the full length of your mat. Feet are wide and they're facing forward. Let's let the hands slide down the legs. So you're maybe reaching outside knee, outside calf muscle, outside ankle. You can go wider with your feet, lower your head, and breathe. Let your neck completely release. Extend your back. And let's walk over towards one side. It doesn't matter, right or left. I'm walking towards my right. Maybe that makes a difference. I'll turn around a little bit. So And then once you go to your right, if you want to use a block, that's fine. Left hand can be on the block, right hand on your low back, and you turn, and you're looking to the wall behind you. Maybe your right arm is up in the air, palm, as if you're saying hello, like I'm saying hello to the clock behind me. And then lower, walk across. It's fine to use your block. Right hand on the floor on the block, left hand on your low back, twist, and look to the wall behind you. Left arm up in the air. My palm is saying hello to whatever is behind me, in my case, the clock. And breathe. Hands onto the low back. You could heel that heel, toe, or walk them in. Okay. This one can be done at the wall or just right where you're at. You can face those in the room facing me. Your right ankle is over the left leg, and you lower. So it looks a lot like chair. You have one leg over the other. So it balances so good, you might have to use a wall. We're coming over. You flex your right ankle, stretching the outer hip. And maybe taking the arms out to the side like a T position, or arms forward alongside ears. Good. Come up. And we'll try second side. So we bend the knees first. Your left leg over the other, left ankle is flexed. And then we can take the arms back. That's probably the easiest way, arms back, arms out in a T, arms parallel to the floor or up a little higher alongside ears. Wow, good. Yeah, those are a lot. And let's also do a tree pose. There's a cool way that, it balances is so good. And sometimes we're like always reaching for a wall. Just so you know, when you do tree, you can always have your knee to the wall and picking up. This is the last of the standing. It's a shoulder stand in your future. Okay, so bringing one foot, doesn't matter right or left. I tend to start with the right. And that's beautiful. I like what you're doing. Variations. It's good. Come on. And then we'll do the other side. Okay. Foot stays down, the foot is up and down. And down. Yeah. So we're gonna come to sitting, and I'll kind of show these different ones. Pigeon is what I want to look at, but not everybody does pigeon. You could always be on your back threading the needle, or you could sit. Basically, what I did was I take one leg over the other. It's the easiest way, right? And some people say, wow, that's hard on my wrists, I have to reach down, but you are trying to come forward. And you could work that way, or come to pigeon, in which case you could go from hands and knees and bring one knee forward, or from downward facing dog. So I have as you're holding a pose, I have a little story for you. So this is really cool. I have someone in here named Anne, and I have what do I call her? My stepmother-in-law. Her name is also Anne. So Anne started doing yoga probably about a year ago with me online. She lives in Los Osos, California. And she is she's 85. She's very healthy and able. And so anyways, but she wrote me right away and said, I'm really worried I can only do 5 minutes of your class. I said, Anne, it's really difficult. It's different from your tango dancing, different from your Tai Chi, different from your walking, different from your hiking, different from your kayaking. Let's press up and do second side, to be continued. This is it's got a good ending. A good continuum. So you're coming back and maybe you're on hands and knees, or you're going to the second side, wherever you're at, doing your second side. So anyway, she stayed with it. And she kept giving me, it would be like 2 weeks go by and she'd say, Fran, I was able to do 10 minutes of your class, but then my legs started shaking and I stopped. And on and on and on. And then she'd been like at a half an hour for a while. And anyways, this week, yesterday, she did the entire class. It took her about a year to have the stamina to do an hour. It's so amazing. I know, it's like so cool. And she just stayed with it, but there were so many times where she was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I get really weak. I was like, or I can't balance. I was like, well, you haven't done this. You're 85. You've never done this before. So, you're now learning. Anyways, it was really cool. So, that's great. I know. I'm so proud of her. And it's been a hard year for her because my father-in-law passed away in January. So she's been, it's been really hard. So that also comes into play. Emotions come into play when we do yoga. We're very complex, aren't we? Let's stretch, reach up, and then let's press all the way back. Again, you might say, child's pose, or coming back to downward facing. So here we are. We're coming to shoulder stand cycle. And here's what I do. We've got 2 tracks. One is a little easier, one is more complicated, right? So the easier track is that you bring a block under your back and your legs are up in the air. You could take your legs up against the wall and you'd be in heaven, right? So that's one way. If your neck is okay with this, you come off your block, you lift up, shoulder stand, your elbows come closer in, your hands holding your pelvis, and it takes some strength to hold. A lot of times we'll come into this and we are fine in the beginning, and within 3 seconds, everything kind of sinks, goes to gravity. So here we are. If you are in shoulder stand, your legs go overhead only if your neck's okay with that, to plow. Maybe go part way or you go all the way over, feet touching the floor up overhead. Don't look left or right. Wherever you're at, we'll come out slowly. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Take the block away. Rest your back for a moment. Now, the very last one, you could lie over a rolled blanket. You could lie over a bolster. You could lie over blocks. I'll show. The easiest one I would say is the blanket. And you roll the blanket. And you bring it under your shoulder blades. You really want your head to touch down. So if it doesn't, you need a block or something to support your head. Yes, that's it. Yeah. And so open, Matsyasana fish pose. So nice. Not the bright lights on. Okay. And then from here, let's take one more deep breath. One more deep breath. You're going to come out. You bend your knees, you roll out. Some people try to do a sit-up, and I think that's hard to do because you just stretched the front of your body. And then come to Shavasana, be really comfortable. You might want a bolster under your knees, whatever it takes to be really comfortable. Completely relaxing your body. So today's session dedicated to this International Day of Peace. And I hope that your body feels peaceful. I hope that there is this sense of freedom, this sense of completely having let go. And as Lao Tzu says, that last part of his quote, if you are at peace, you are living in the present moment. And that is my hope for all of us, that we could live in the present moment. We're going to just ever so slowly begin to deepen the breathing. And as you feel ready, begin to move your hands, move your feet, and make your way to sitting.